All right, so OpenAI has laid out this really bold vision for the age of superintelligence. They've even got this ambitious plan they say is designed to keep people first. But, when you dig into it, right there in the first few pages, there's a definition that creates this huge, fascinating paradox. So let's just dive right in and unpack what's going on.
So OpenAI kicks things off with a pretty grand comparison, right? They're basically saying that superintelligence isn't just another tech upgrade. No. This is a fundamental shift on the same level as, say, the Industrial Revolution. The whole idea is that this technology is going to reshape our entire society from the ground up, kind of like how electricity and the combustion engine totally changed everything.
And the promise they're selling? It's pretty extraordinary. We're talking about using all this new intelligence to tackle problems that have, stumped us for centuries. Things like curing diseases, solving food scarcity, making huge leaps in clean energy. It's a vision for a dramatically better world.
But, to their credit, they're not just painting a rosy picture. They seem pretty clear-eyed about the potential downsides. They're openly talking about the really serious risks here. Things like massive economic disruption, the chance for bad actors to misuse this stuff, maybe even losing control of the systems themselves. And of course, the huge danger that all this new power and wealth gets concentrated in the hands of just a few people.
Okay, so to tackle all of that, they've put forward this really comprehensive new industrial policy. The whole point, they say, is to manage this massive transition in a way that, and this is their phrase, keeps people first.
And this plan is full of some really big, ambitious ideas. We're talking about stuff like a public wealth fund so that every single citizen gets a direct stake in the money AI generates. They're proposing a universal right to AI to make sure everyone has access. And of course, adaptive safety nets to help people through all the job changes. It's a huge social and economic proposal.
Okay, but all of these policies, right, they're all built on the idea that this one thing is coming. And that brings up a really fundamental question that we absolutely have to stop and ask before we go any further. What exactly is superintelligence? What are we even talking about here?
Now, here's what's so interesting. OpenAI actually gives us a very specific definition right there in their paper. And here it is. I want you to pay really close attention to the second half. Outperforming the smartest humans even when they are assisted by AI. That little clause right there, that changes everything.
Yeah, because that definition, once you really let it sink in, it contains this quietly radical and maybe even flawed assumption about what our role as humans is going to be in the future.
So here's the logical conclusion, right? Think about it. If a system is better than the smartest human, even when that human has AI helping them, then logically, any input from any human actually becomes a problem. It becomes an impediment. By this definition, our interaction isn't a good thing. It's not grounding or context. It's just a bottleneck, something that slows the whole superior system down.
And this really sets up the two competing views perfectly. On one side, you have OpenAI's premise, which basically says humans just add friction to a super fast system. But then you have the critique, which argues the complete opposite, that human interaction is essential. It's the thing that provides grounding, context, and keeps everything connected to real-world problems.
To really get why this human as a bottleneck idea is so problematic, we just have to look at one of the most brilliant minds of the last 100 years. Stephen Hawking's genius, his ability to contribute anything at all, was completely 100% dependent on his support system. We're talking about his nurses, his students, his collaborators, and obviously the technology that let him communicate. His intelligence was expressed through that entire human and technological network. And this quote from the critique just absolutely nails it. To even suggest that the very people and the tools that enabled Hawking's intelligence were somehow a bottleneck, well, it's just nonsense, isn't it? It completely confuses how intelligence is expressed with the intelligence itself.
And this brings us right to the core of it, the central paradox at the heart of OpenAI's plan. It creates this fundamental conflict between two totally different visions for our future, a future of getting the spoils versus a future of participation.
Let's look at those policies again for a second. The public wealth fund, the safety nets, what are they all about? They're all about distributing the benefits of AI. It's all about what we humans get from the system. It's not about how we can contribute or how we can be a part of the process of solving problems with these amazing new tools.
And that's when you see the connection, right? The entire policy plan is focused on sharing the rewards because their own definition of superintelligence has already concluded that we humans have nothing valuable to add to the actual process. If we're just bottlenecks,
then yeah, the only fair thing left to do is just give us a cut of the profits and tell us to stay out of the way.
Which leads to this quote that just captures the whole contradiction perfectly. The plan is literally called Ideas to Keep People First, but the way they define the technology seems to structurally exclude people from the loop. It basically reduces us from being active participants to just passive beneficiaries.
So this leaves us with a final and I think really crucial question. It forces us all to ask, can we really build a future that keeps people first if our very definition of progress is built on the idea that humanity's most valuable contribution is to just get out of the way?